So people have been asking about an embassy guide for the United States. So I'm going to quickly go over the United States embassies and consulates and how it affects your visa and your application and what has changed, the context of everything. So right now I was just looking at someone from a year ago who applied in LA. So we'll start with LA. There's three consulates or embassies that you can apply. There's the Washington, D.C. embassy, there's the Chicago consulate, and then there's the LA consulate. And also some people can apply at the New York consulate as well. Though I think there might be some crossover between there and Washington, D.C. You need to check based upon where you live and your registered address, which consulate that you can apply to. And another thing with this is that I don't know how they check this. Like if you are kind of moving around, maybe you're not really settled in one place, or can you apply anywhere? So I don't have that hard information, but I do feel like some people may have been asked for like an electricity bill before. So, do it the right way, do your due diligence, and just make note that these are the four embassies that are serving for Americans applying for the DTV visa. Now let's start off with Washington, D.C., which is coincidentally where I'm from, right outside Virginia. Washington, D.C. is the only embassy, and coincidentally happens to be the one that is most lenient, even up until now, regarding package length. We have people applying right now with packages less than 6 months. We've had people apply there with 1 month packages when we had them. And of course, people ask about the 1 month package, or you got a friend, okay, we will extend that offer out to you. We do not publicly list it. We have our 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, and 12 month. But anyway, Washington, D.C. is the embassy, the main embassy that is still flexible regarding that package length. So I think that's kind of important, especially because it's in Washington, D.C. in the United States, and it's the Thai embassy there. That may be a pretty good idea of what the actual requirements of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are, or maybe not the requirements, but their perspective of how they look at things, right, and what lens they're going through. Just something to think about. Obviously, I can only speculate on a lot of things. So that's Washington, D.C. Pretty straightforward. New York, New York has been the place where the least number of people have applied to through New York. In fact, some people who applied to New York were later told to go to the Washington, D.C. embassy to apply. And I'm just looking through everything over here. And in New York, I have not come across any mandate regarding package length in New York, but we don't have that much information regarding it. So good to call ahead. And if you call ahead, they're probably going to say that it needs to be 6 months or more. So now moving on to Los Angeles. And this is what I really want to kind of, something interesting here, is that last year, almost exactly a year ago, somebody contacted us and they were going to apply in Los Angeles. And they asked about the package length. I at the time actually told them that people had been applying, because this was a year ago, with 1 month and 3 month, and they're like, oh, but I called the embassy and they told me that it had to be 6 months. Okay, and they're ready, and they applied and they got their visa. But right after that, so this was in June of last year, and then the next person to apply in Los Angeles, 3 months, got approved. And then after that, I have 6 months, going down here, 1 month. This is in August of 2025. And the point that I'm bringing up here is that someone called the embassy and they said 6 months, but then somebody applied later, about 2 months later, with a 1 month package and was approved. So you gotta, it's tough to say any kind of like hard, black and white facts here. So that's Los Angeles. Now, the update regarding Los Angeles. What I have noticed in the past this 2026, so past 6 months, is that for the first time I saw somebody state that your package length is not long enough, and then they upgraded and then they were approved, right? But you see that there are some inconsistencies here and how they are enforcing that. Whether that's different right now, I'm not sure, because now people, just out of an extra abundance of caution and people kind of, creating a lot of uncertainty online about the package length, people who are applying in Los Angeles have been applying with 6 months or more. And let me see if I can find somebody recently who wasn't 6 months and was less than 6 months. And yeah, I can't, not in 2026. Again, this doesn't mean that they won't, but it seems like that is where the trend is going. So that's Los Angeles. So I would personally advise that it should be 6 months or more in Los Angeles. Finally, the consulate in, I'm going to start training, the consulate in Chicago. And Chicago, I can tell you with certainty, because I have seen this now on multiple occasions. And when I say I've seen this, it's not because someone said it. It's because the applicant will send a screenshot or forward an email that the embassy sent them saying that it needs this. So it's there in writing, right? And that for me is like a much higher level of credibility than someone calling and maybe the clerk being like, yeah, it's got to be 6 months, and it's not really there in black and white or in writing. The Chicago consulate in 2026, and I mentioned this in other videos, they want more than 6 months. So a 6 month package is not going to be enough in Chicago. It needs to be more than 6 months. So whether you want to, get 6 months and then a 1 month, or you just want to go with just straight 9 month package, that's up to you. I think cost wise, just 9 months makes more sense. But that is now the kind of latest about these four consulates and embassies in the United States. That's the overview of the United States embassies and consulates. Of course, these things change. This is accurate up until, what month is it? May 2026. And if you have any more questions, I would love to answer them. We've got some more videos coming up where I can bring up different topics around the DTV. And I just want you to know that I'm going to share the best information that I can. And I'm not going to put forth any things that gossip or rumors. And if there are gossip or rumors, I will let you know that this is what I've heard, but I think it's a gossip or rumor. But I'm not going to present anything to you as straight black and white unless I have like the evidence that I've seen, like a written statement anywhere from the embassy or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that can confirm that, yes, this is how it is.